The urge to dig. Since a child, I've been infatuated with digging holes. I remember being at the beach and trying to dig the deepest hole I could while I was there. This activity was simple yet weirdly engaging. This love of digging has transferred into other, more digital mediums, namely Minecraft. It's not subtle that people, as the meme would say, yearn for the mines, especially children. But I find myself curious as to why. Why do we have the urge to dig? It seems intrinsic to many people that digging is just plain satisfying. It's almost like it's built into our brains. Like we've been coded to want to dig deeper and deeper, like a dwarf or something. This is a sort of lizard brain type thing for me that's hard to put a pin in. Humans have always dug, right? For food, shelter, water, burial, hell, even treasure. This makes me think it's hardwired into our brains to want to dig. It's perhaps one of the oldest survival behaviors. I have to imagine that transfers over into our daily lives. The urge to dig is still there in all of us. Not only do we dig for survival, but for curiosity. Humans are tempted by the possibility of what's underneath. From kids in the sandbox to archaeologists, we are profoundly curious about what's underneath the dirt. There are possible riches waiting to be uncovered, and that drives us to pick up our shovel and dig. And it's its own reward. It's the very act of discovery. Even if you're pretty sure there's nothing underneath, your lizard brain will nag you. What if? That what if is a strong motivator. Our curiosity is a powerful driving force behind the yearning for the mines. Digging is essentially an active show of exploration. You aren't wandering around searching, but manually moving aside Earth, with or without a goal. Digging doesn't even need a goal. The act of digging in itself is a form of progress. I can't tell you how long I've spent just digging giant holes for the sake of it. I had no real goal in mind doing this, I just did it for the love of the process. I think I love it so much just because it feels like I'm making progress. Every block removed is a mark I've left on my world. Of course there are greater goals to digging. In Minecraft you dig so you can get resources and upgrade your tools. Then you build houses and whatever the hell you want. That's a game loop that's purely addictive and keeps millions of players coming back. Minecraft has a sense of progress that's unmatched by most other games. It all comes back to the mines, man. Digging is one of the most direct ways a player can alter a game world. Unlike walking, fighting, crafting, digging permanently reshapes the environment. The terrain is something to bend to your will, and there's something beautiful about that. You can sculpt the terrain all by yourself with no rules. This gives you a sense of control, which is a lovely thing to feel. In a world where you have your 9-to-5 job, bosses telling you what to do, social commitments and the like, there's nothing quite like booting up a game and being able to control the world how you want. As Bob Ross once said, and I may be paraphrasing, "In your world you make the decisions. Where you want all these little things to live, just put them in." Like art, digging just feels good. It's satisfying in a way that not a lot of things are. There's a certain quality to it that feels like meditation, where the worries of life hide in the shadow of your pickaxe. With the repetitive action of breaking blocks and digging down, you enter a flow state of sorts. You can enter this calm, focused mindset. It's as if nothing can bother you when you're mining, except for maybe a creeper. If you aren't being blown up by a creeper, then you may be enticed to dig down for the rewards below. Beneath your feet are countless ores and riches ready for the taking. The ground becomes a mystery box of sorts. Every scoop of earth is a gamble. Digging doesn't have to be an aimless task. The promise of diamonds below is for sure a motivating factor when digging down. That leans more into mining territory, which is an excellent territory to be in. I remember creating long, winding strip mines, digging for hours just hoping to find diamonds. It's nice to turn your brain off like that. Coming back to Minecraft after years of not playing, I was worried. I thought I might be too jaded to experience what I felt in my youth. I was pleasantly surprised to feel that same nostalgic calm flow through me. To repeat myself yet again, I really, really do yearn for the mines. I find this yearning to be bittersweet at times. It can often be rather lonely while working in a mine. I hate to say it, but I don't really have any friends that are willing to dig with me. It's a shame, but I'm not complaining though. Gives me more time to make videos. Some of my best times digging were with my friends online. Be that in Terraria, Minecraft, or any game with digging. It's nice to see your progress doubled by someone just as enthusiastic as you are. Countless hours of my youth were spent just digging without a real goal. Even if the home base was stocked with resources, I'd be down below ground collecting more and more. It was like crack, man. I couldn't get enough of that gameplay loop, and there was such a rewarding feeling having finished your mining trip. Hours spent underground only to come back home with piles of loot. I truly miss that. It almost makes me sad. Almost. I find myself just so happy that I had the experience in the first place. I'm not sad it's over, I'm happy that it happened. And the joy of digging isn't over for me though. I rediscovered my love of mining by accident actually. I downloaded a free game on Steam, thanks Steam, It's called SteamWorld Dig, and it led me back into the mining classics. SteamWorld Dig grabbed my attention in a way I really wasn't expecting. I was bored and decided to waste time on a free game. Turned out not to be a time waster at all. At least depending on how you view video games as a pastime. I mean, you are watching this video, so that leads me to believe you agree with me. SteamWorld Dig starts you out with only a pick and some hope. You start slow, but soon you find yourself trying not to die in a mine of your own creation. It reminds me of an old Flash game called Go to Hell, and it does feel strange to refer to a game from 2010 as old. In Go to Hell, your only objective is to dig yourself to hell, which is pretty metal. On the way, you need to avoid hazards like lava pockets and enemies. This is while maintaining your hunger too. These elements all create a challenge where the mine itself is the enemy. And this goes against my philosophy. The mine is a friend, goddammit. While I like these games, they don't mesh very well with me. You know, I'm prone to panic, so I tend to succumb to the pressure. I prefer the more calm approach to building a mine. Digging in Minecraft has left an impact on the people that played it, whether that be people who grew up with it, or people that are just now getting into it. I think that it shaped us into who we are now. Minecraft never rushed us, never wronged us, never put pressure on us. In its quiet, repetitive rhythm, you learn patience, curiosity, and the value of persistence. I don't think it's a coincidence that I grew up to be a very creative person. The mines have left a lovely cubic imprint on me that will last a lifetime. To explore these ideas further, I'm going to sit down with a longtime friend, someone who also grew up with Minecraft, and talk to him about the impact the game had on his life. We're both part of the same era, where Minecraft quietly embedded itself into our routines and imaginations. I'm curious to hear how his experience compares to mine, what drew him to the game, what kept him coming back, and whether he feels the same lasting imprint I do. It's one thing to reflect on my own relationship with digging and building, but I want to see how these early blocky adventures shaped someone else who lived through them in parallel. So, first question. Now, be honest. Okay. Alright, fine. Do you remember the first time you started digging in Minecraft? I'd like to know if it was as magical for you as it was for me.
I think the first time I played Minecraft was back when you could download the game, play it single player for free, and you just had to buy an account to play multiplayer. It was like the free download.
Oh god,
the
like
demo
the one
that you had.
The browser one?
Yeah. And that was 1.4, I'm pretty sure.
Ancient.
Pretty old.
So it's pretty safe to assume it wasn't all that magical yet.
No, I don't think until I started playing multiplayer when I got the game on my 10th birthday is when I actually really got into it, because I was playing Roblox a lot as a kid.
Me too. God. What draws you to the act of digging more than doing other things in the game?
I like the ability to completely transform the environment around you. I can think of quite a few games that do that, but there's a lot of games that don't, where you can't like hollow out the earth or create a cave under. And I really like the simplicity of it.
Yeah, I don't think there are a lot of other games that can match it. I mean, Terraria maybe a little bit, but I don't know, Minecraft it's got a little magic to it. To say
me,
magical again.
Terraria feels more, or Minecraft feels more personal than Terraria, because in Terraria, you're looking at it like third person from one angle on a flat world, and in this you actually get to dig down into the cave and create a hole yourself. And you get to feel like you're actually there.
Yeah, I wrote a lot about that in my script, about how it's lovely to have that kind of control where you can make permanent marks on the world. Did you ever dig just for the sake of it? Not for diamonds, not for resources, just because it feels good?
Yeah, that reminds me of in Terraria when you dig straight down near the beginning of the game, or that's at least one of the first things I would do in that game. Get all the way down to hell. Yeah, the elevator. I like digging down to bedrock. I used to do that a lot, and then I would strip mine around bedrock before it was... when bedrock was just like one plane instead of a rocky form at the bottom that it is now.
Yeah, for me, I always dig, like, I'll just create a hole up on the surface, just a square hole, and I'll dig it straight down to bedrock, and I'll ignore all the ores and shit in the wall because I want it to be like a very smooth hole, just all the way down. I don't know, it's a bit obsessive. Next question. Did you find yourself entering a kind of flow state when mining? Like you could tune everything else out, like there were no distractions?
Oh, definitely. I've spent many, many hours as a kid just mining and listening to like a YouTube video or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was actually a scrapped question that I want to bring back up. Is what would you listen to, right? Like what podcasts or music would you listen to while mining?
That's funny. I would listen to, in no particular order, I used to listen to the Smosh raps. So like the Assassin's Creed rap, and the Legend of Zelda rap, and the Tobuscus songs, like Diamond Sword.
I was about to bring up Tobuscus, yeah.
I also would listen to a lot of Some Ordinary Gamers back when he did creepypastas before he deleted them all.
He does drama now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. How the greats have fallen.
I guess. I listened to the Baited podcast.
What is it?
The Baited podcast. They're like, it's like Keemstar and this dude named Colossal is crazy.
Oh my god.
One other mediator, and they each other. And every episode they just scream at each other until one of them leaves, and then every week one of them quits and then comes back. It was back in 2016, I think. The Leafy is here shit, that era.
Oh my god. When I dig, I often put something on in the background and dig a giant square down to bedrock, as mentioned before. Were there any habits or rituals you had when it came to mining? Like specific patterns? I know you said that you did the mine strips down on bedrock. You know, shit like that.
Yeah. I like to dig 3 blocks high, so that when you go down the stairs later, you can fly all the way to the bottom.
Oh, for sure.
You dig,
I'm like bonking my head.
The block in front of you, like 2 blocks in front, so 1 in front of you and the 2 below that.
Yeah, man.
So you're always above the one that you just mined.
Yeah, brother. That's because you were professional. We professional.
Yeah, I guess.
Looking back, do you think digging in Minecraft gave you a sense of control or calm that you didn't have elsewhere in life at the time? This is your time to trauma dump.
Did you write that?
No.
Yeah. Being a kid wasn't easy all the time because of the household stuff that would happen to family and whatever. So it was nice to just tune it out and play Minecraft, which is like an infinitely creative game.
Yeah, man.
And be able to figure out the best way to do everything. Or even just like casually going at your own pace in like easy mode.
Do you feel like repetitive, focused gameplay influence how you approach things today? Creativity, work, mental health, anything like that?
That's an interesting question. I do like that. I think so. I think playing Minecraft over and over again and doing many things in this one engine like Skyblock or like that SkyGrid or all the other games, survival and whatnot.
Bed Wars.
I think doing everything.
What's the digging one? Fleef? Spleef?
Spleef.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the snow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I think doing that over and over again as a kid made me want to figure out the best ways to do it. Like, you know how instead of just 2 blocks, you do the 3 blocks high, 2 in front of you, so that you can really go all the way down.
Yeah, I see that.
And figuring out how to do that over and over reminds me of in life when you try to do the same thing over and over. You know, when you work like a wage slave job, like McDonald's or something, and you try to figure out the most efficient way to do the fries or hand out the food or take orders or talk to people, you know, multitask as much as possible. It really is
gamify
fun.
the system.
Yeah, it really taught me to gamify my work and figure out the most efficient ways possible. And I think Minecraft helped me learn to love that.
Yeah, and do you think it made you more creative? Because you're definitely one of the more creative people I've met.
I think it did. I think it helped me express my creativity as a kid. I think it's pretty important to be able to express your creativity. And this infinite, like, voxel game where you can do whatever within this very basic set of parameters. There's so much you can do in it. It definitely helped me express myself as a kid.
Did digging ever feel lonely to you? Or did you enjoy that solitude?
I don't think I felt lonely per se. If I did, I would put on a YouTube video. But when just listening to the sounds of the game, it feels eerie in a way. Or at least it used to.
It could feel eerie. For me, I'd get a little bit of that lonely feeling. Especially when the boys aren't online kind of thing. You know, it feels a bit empty. Next question.
I want to say on that.
Yeah.
I usually, when not listening to music or YouTube, I wouldn't really feel alone. There's something about the older versions of Minecraft that makes you feel like someone or something is with you. And that's eerie, but also in a way it's comforting because you don't feel alone.
Well, it's God. And he's in every aspect of your life, yes.
Wow. Awesome.
To sum it up, what did digging in Minecraft mean to you beyond just gameplay?
It's a chance to express yourself, a way to help socialize with your friends or maybe meet new people.
And I am all out of questions. You've completed the interview. How do you feel?
Fine.
So, maybe the urge to dig isn't just about finding diamonds or building a mega base. Maybe it's something deeper, something ancient. A leftover instinct that still finds meaning in the act of turning over dirt block by block. Whether it's for survival, curiosity, or just the satisfaction of leaving your mark, digging taps into something weirdly human. It's progress. It's control. It's exploration. And sometimes, it's just a way to calm the noise in your head. In games like Minecraft, we're given the tools to satisfy that urge without judgment or purpose. Just you, the earth, and the question, what if I dig just a little deeper? And honestly, that's enough. I've been Moist Fob, thank you for watching. And remember, if you're struggling, you're not alone. Things get better, I promise.